Mm. So welcome to the Singapore Study Abroad Information Session. The course that I am offering is Global Sustainability and Renewable Resources. Okay. I go by Dr. Sata. My full name is Kanagasabapati Satasivan, and so I am originally from India. I have lived in India for about 27 years. And after that, I lived in Singapore for 2 years after my marriage. And then I have lived in the US the longest. It's from 1985 to 2021. That's about 36 years in the US, and 5 years I did my PhD at LSU. Okay. So it's like going back to back to the future kind of, but Singapore has grown so big and there's so much it offers now. And I'm going to go through what this course is about, what are we going to do there while we are there, and how you can apply and what scholarships are available. That's the outline of this presentation. All the information, slides, and the links connected with the slides and the recording of this talk will be sent to you by email as you're logged in through UT EID. So we have a list of students who are attending this, so you don't have to email us separately. And if you want to take notes, write down the questions you have. So this course is offered as a Bio 337, but it is not limited to biology majors, or it is not limited to CNS students. It is open to all the students at UT Austin. And since the College of Natural Sciences and the biology department are supporting this, we are calling this as a Bio 337. And I am approaching this sustainability and renewable resources from a biologist perspective, but I will also bring in engineering perspective, social sciences perspective, economic perspective, in all angle, political perspective, so many different aspects that I'm going to bring in. Okay. Outright, I'll tell you, there are no exams, there are no quizzes, and absolutely not. But you have a writing component here. And a 25-page will be the first report. That's an individual report. And there will be group work involved. And I will define what is allowed in the group work, what is needed in the individual report. And past that, there's a 15-page additional report you will add to the first report after my feedback. Okay. And eligibility is very simple. It's no pending disciplinary cases, and mainly the integrity aspect. And then a 2.0 GPA is fine, no other prerequisites. We are going to start from the scratch, like very basic, everyone can understand aspects of the course objectives, and then we are going to build it up. And then based on your interest, based on your background, you're from engineering, you're from architecture, you're from biology or geology, you can bring in your perspective and add to that and share with the class. That's how we are going to learn together. Check with your academic advisor as to how it applies. And then also up to 6 credit hours will go towards graduation. And in independent research, that different aspects each program has. Check with that. And the overview, the program is going to start on Monday, May 23rd next year, and to Friday, June 17th, 2022. It's a 4 weeks program. Okay. And Monday through Thursday will be the coursework, most likely 9 a.m. to 12 noon, but it is not going to be just one long lecture. Now I'll give brief lecture, follow up with a case study, you discuss it, and we talk about it, and we exchange ideas. And there will be some documentaries to watch, and we will get feedback on that, and then come into practical aspects of what we can do. understand things that we, can't do. And Friday, we will have a tour. The first week we may do it on a Saturday, but other days will be a Friday. And we will have a structured, organized tour of the different places in Singapore we are going to visit. And you will be housed in a furnished apartment. It's called a service apartment. And the meeting rooms will be in the same complex or nearby complex within walking distance. So you don't have to commute just for the class purpose. And every day after lunch, breakfast will be included in the program fee and the accommodation. And after lunch, you're open to travel. It's free for you to go around with the groups, and we will kind of give you all the information about safety and transportation, the cost, and how meals area and all that we will share with you. Singapore is a small city state. It's at the tip of the Malaysian peninsula, and it's very close to the equator, and you can see it's only 255 square miles. You can imagine this is about 25 by 25 miles both ways, or lengthwise it is bigger than the width. And beautifully organized, clean city, and I'll come into that next. And they speak English, Malay, Mandarin, and Tamil. Tamil is my mother tongue, and English, everyone speaks their English, easy to communicate. The major religion, they have all religions, from Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, and Taoism. And it's very high life expectancy of 79 men and 89 years for women. And the currency used to be 1 to 1.6 or 1.8. Now it's about 1 to 1.33 Singapore dollars. And the temperature is year round. It's in the upper 70s to upper 80s. And 70 to 80% humidity. That's what makes it kind of warm in the sun, but in the shade you don't feel it, and at night it cools down with the ocean breeze coming in. As you can see, the highest elevation you would find is 531 feet above sea level. That's like Mount Banal, or a little lower, less than Mount Banal, is about 650, something like that, feet above sea level. So this is about 531 above sea level. It's a very picturesque, beautiful country, and nice to drive around or travel around. It is one of the best countries in the world for economy, education, and energy, conservation, utilization, and also in technological innovation. Even though it has only about 5 million people now, they have invested wisely and developed and technology-wise, and also very kind of clean, pristine environment, and very safe to travel around. And it's also very good healthcare. So this is a recent development. This was not there when I was in Singapore. They had a very small waterfall. From what I hear, this is about 10 to 12 story tall waterfalls within the airport. You can see the people walking there. That's the size of the people. You can see that people sitting around there. And that like a commuter train or a passageway to travel within the Singapore airport. And it's very well kept and well maintained place. And the first week, the whole program is structured into 4 weeks. The first week, we are going to cover the big picture idea, introduction to the global sustainability, what are the course objectives, and how the population growth, we are approaching this globally, not just limited to Singapore or US or Asia, and how they impact on the resources. And also add to that is a climate change and global warming and its impact on land, water, and the humans, and also the how that makes a demand on the energy for this growing world. Okay, then we will be visiting a couple of places. One I showed you, we'll visit, the Sands Park, that is Central Business District, and one of the tall building, not these ones. On this side, I used to work on Raffles Place, and so the other thing, we'll visit the island. I showed you the island. Sentosa Island is right there. So that's a Sentosa Island. And there's a cable car or a winch that goes from this Mount Faber and connects to that. It's a very nice place to visit. They have a lot of ecosystems in there, and we will observe that. And also they have a lot of land reclamation happening. So the second week, we are going to focus on land utilization. So land mass distribution, how much land is available, and how are we making the best use of the land, and then protecting the existing land and expanding into the new land. How can we restore? All that will happen. And then we will visit Jurong Bird Park, one of the largest aviaries. I don't know any other place they have in Asia or the world. And, all types of birds in one place, and a very unique way they have established that. And then we are, in addition to that, I will also be adding few other visiting places like Botanical Garden. Okay, the Singapore was established by British as a colony like 120, 150 years ago. And they had this botanical garden and all these things super organized. And then it was inherited by the Singapore government after the Second World War. And so they kept it, they improved it big time, within last, 50, 60 years. And third week, we are going to focus on water utilization. What is available water in Singapore? And they don't have any natural water supply. So they rely on the rainwater and reclaimed water. So they have called new water. So they totally, capture all the water that comes out of the buildings and the toilets and bathroom and kitchen. They clean it up, purify everything, and then they recirculate it. And so that is an amazing thing. They have several such new water reclamation facilities and a lot of desalination facilities. One of the most intense desal facilities in the world is here, and in the Middle East also you will see. And we do have desal plant in Texas or in the US, also in the coastal region. So we talk about how efficient we can use water, and then where the water goes into agriculture, industry, and domestic use, and then innovative ways of conserving water. Then the last week focus on energy. So we'll visit the Energy Sciences Institute, and then this is a place, Sky Park Observational Deck. And as I said, the places we visit might vary, but you would get to see a lot of things within that 1 month. And you also have your own time to revisit these places. And transportation is not that expensive. Food is not that expensive. And you can take Uber, Lyft, and taxis are reliable and safe and reasonable cost. And the energy we are going to apply, so we are going to, whatever technological innovations happen, in throughout the world. And we're going to study those as to, what alternative sources are there? How much are they used currently? What is the trajectory as to how they are going? All that we will talk about in the fourth week. Then moving on is, I'm transitioning to how do we apply to this program? So the content of this is very broad. There are multiple reading resources I will share with you. Since we had this program approved for this summer, May semester 21, but we couldn't go because of COVID-19. We hope everything should settle down, and they started opening up, for U.S. citizens, and I'll get into that a little later. And we have a structured collection of resources already, and there's no book to buy. And there's a lot of articles to read, and I'll share documentaries and videos to watch. And so we will have that done in multiple ways, and a discussion on the papers that we collect and we add. That is how nothing is going to be super technical or anything, depending on what each of us can digest. Okay, the application process is very simple. You can just self-authorize yourself to begin application, and I will share the PowerPoint slides with you with all the links that are active. And the program code is something to note. It's a 355118, and 250 word essays as to how this program will benefit you and how you can contribute to the program with your cohort. And that is why the personal goals and what challenges you anticipate, and get a reference from your faculty or TA. Sometimes the faculty are very busy. They may not respond to you quickly. So it's okay to get it from a TA. This is more of a character reference. So he or she is a good person. He'll get along with everyone, and because we're going to be stuck together for 4 weeks, you don't want unpleasant experience from anyone. So that is something that we will want to ensure that all of you will enjoy this program. And there's only one non-refundable application fee, that's $75. And then how to apply, there's a link, and you can visit for more information. And this is a deadline, November 15 this year. And we will maximally accept up to 27 is the cap, and we can push it to 30 at the max, not more than that. And so here are some basic details of how much it is going to cost. Okay, so this is something you want to notice. The highlight of this is application fee is the only one that's non-refundable. The program fee is $4,700. If you look at that, you will be there for about 30 days, and accommodation, everything else, travel arrangements, everything will be about $150 a day ballpark, and the rest is your own. Only these fees you pay, and then the insurance is another one that you would pay to the UT. With the food, the airfare, local transportation, personal items, and passport, you spend on your own. You don't need to pay UT to do any of these. And this is the most close, very close to what would be. And any update that would happen later on, but it will be plus minus probably a few $100s. And this is updated September 7th. That's when we coordinate with the local organizers in Singapore. And the other thing I would remind you to apply for a passport. You can apply for a passport from your local post office or in the international office. They have all the facilities there. I will check to see how long it takes from each place and then operate it. And it is something that I would get started, that will be useful for many things. And the tuition benefit, you don't have to pay any tuition so long as you have taken 12 credit hours in spring. So this could be add on to the spring course, and there's no additional fee to take this class in May semester. If I had it as a summer course, then you would pay a summer tuition. This one is included as a spring course. You just add 3 more credit hours as a May semester, and your advisor can help you with that. Only grad students have to pay separately. Their spring fee will not cover this. Okay. All right, so this is a sequence of how the payment process works. And $75 is application fee within 10 days after completing the application. And that's the only thing non-refundable. The $500 deposit is refundable if the program gets canceled due to COVID or something else. Okay, so that is something. But if the program is on, but you couldn't go, that is where they keep that $500 deposit, because they have to commit a lot of things in Singapore. And so that would be expensive. So that is where they don't, refund that if the program is on. Okay. The last day to withdraw without any penalty is February 28th. Look at that, December 10. That's another occasion. You get the refund of deposit back, but not the application fee. And the program balance is due February 28th. And it is also refunded if it's canceled. Okay. All these things, very clear and super organized. And we are glad we have so many, students interested in this, and they're offering it again. Only very few programs in College of Natural Sciences. Okay. But the good news is that a lot of financial aid and scholarship available. And since the 2021 and the 2020 program did not happen, there is an additional funds available for scholarship, and all these links will be available to you: financial aid, global assist, and the Gilman scholarship up to five grand. And they are short deadline, October 5th and March 1st, 22. And the sooner you apply, the better chances are of being considered for the scholarship. And the Texas Global Funding is available, that has a lot of resources there. Different colleges offer different scholarships, so you can have all these links available to you. Visit, check it out, and then start the process. Okay. And I will also answer any questions at the end about the scholarships and other financial aspects. Okay. Health and safety are very important no matter where you are and where you go. So the Texas Global Office does a phenomenal job in monitoring each country issues. Is it Costa Rica or Panama or Spain or England or Singapore or China? They keep up with all that. And they make a decision, like Jan 1st, March 1st, and this time Feb 28th. So they will make a decision, go, no go decision, and based on the global risk and safety assessment, and that you will be kept informed as to go or no go. Okay. And personal concern also that we can check, and we will be able to help. And the vaccination, depending on the country, and Singapore, it is very structured and disciplined country, and most likely they would require vaccination, and that strongly encourages everyone to be fully vaccinated. Okay. And other than that, they may take a PCR test. We don't know what will be the situation May 2022. So let's keep fingers crossed and be cautiously optimistic. Okay. So these are the resources that the questions you can ask. This is from the Texas Global Office, but I can also add my email here, and in addition to that, include my email, sata@austin.utexas.edu. And I will include this slide as part of the email we send it to you. So you can reach out to any one of us for additional information. And all these links are going to be active. Okay. So here are the links for additional resources. You should be able to get more information out of these things. Okay. So with that, I am going to conclude and stop the recording.